Number 10. Sigiriya Rock Fortress, Sri Lanka. In central Sri Lanka, a single column of rock rises 200 meters from flat jungle. On top of it, a king built a city. King Kashapya I constructed Sigiriya in the late 5th century, a royal palace, fortified gardens, and a water system, all on a summit covering 1.5 hectares. Every stone, every drop of water had to be hauled up a sheer cliff face using stairways cut directly into the rock. Reportedly completed in 7 years, a modern crew with cranes would call that a multi-year project. The official story is a fortress against a vengeful brother, but the precision of the water gardens and the mirror wall exceeds anything else built by any kingdom in the region at that time. Something more than defense was happening here. Number 9. Meteora Monasteries, Greece. In central Greece, 6 monasteries sit atop vertical sandstone pillars hundreds of meters tall. The only way up, for centuries, was a rope basket pulled hand over hand. The rope was replaced only when it broke. Pilgrims had no guarantee they'd survive the climb. 6 separate communities, at roughly the same point in history, made this exact impossible choice, not to hide from invaders, not following one leader, just independently deciding this was the only place close enough to God. 6 communities, one identical, unexplainable answer. Number 8. Tianmen Mountain Temple, China. A mountain in Hunan province has a natural arch through its peak, the largest in the world. At its base sits a temple reachable only by climbing 999 carved steps. No farmland, no defensive value, no nearby population. Yet the imperial court funded it, believing the arch was a literal gateway between worlds. The chronicles say an unnamed advisor selected the site and specified its orientation, and was then deleted from the official record within a generation. The advisor vanished from history. The temple remains. Number 7. The Hanging Temple of Hengshan. In Shanxi province, a temple has hung off a vertical cliff face for 1,500 years. 40 halls connected by narrow plank walkways held up by wooden beams driven horizontally into the rock, 75 meters above the valley floor. Stable ground was available nearby. The builders chose the cliff anyway, deliberately, precariously, one storm away from collapse for 15 centuries. The official reason is flood protection. The floods never reached that high. The cliff wasn't protection. It was the point. Number 6. Sumela Monastery, Turkey. 300 meters up a cliff face in northern Turkey, 2 Greek monks built a monastery inside a cave in the 4th century, guided, they claimed, by a vision. Lower, safer ground was available throughout the range. They insisted on this exact cliff, this exact cave. No monk who came after them across 1,000 years ever moved the foundation.
Number 5. Sacsayhuaman, Peru. Above Cusco, 3 terraced walls are built from stones weighing up to 200 tons each, heavier than the blocks at Giza. Cut into irregular shapes and fitted so precisely a sheet of paper cannot slide between them. The official story: thousands of Inca laborers, log rollers, ramps. No wheels, no draft animals, no iron tools. Modern engineers with diamond-tipped tools still cannot replicate the fit. The Inca themselves said they didn't build it. They said they inherited it from people whose names they didn't know.
Number 4. Ollantaytambo, Peru. 50 kilometers away, the same building style appears, but the quarry sits across a valley 4 kilometers off and 900 meters down and back up, stones up to 70 tons each. The project would have needed tens of thousands of workers for years, and it was never finished. The largest blocks were abandoned mid-transport, some still on the ramps. Whatever stopped the work, it stopped suddenly. We don't know what. Number 3. Göbekli Tepe, Turkey. In southeastern Turkey sits a site 12,000 years old, older than agriculture, older than pottery, older than the wheel. Built by hunter-gatherers who by every previous archaeological model shouldn't have been capable of it. 10-ton carved pillars, precise astronomical alignment, no city, no farmland, no permanent settlements nearby. Around 8000 BC, the builders deliberately buried the entire site, filled it, covered it, walked away. We rediscovered it by accident. They hid it on purpose. Number 2. Petra's High Place, Jordan. Above the famous treasury, a staircase cut into the cliff leads to a flat ceremonial plateau the Nabateans carved off the literal top of a mountain, over 1,000 meters up. Ample space existed in the valley below. They built their tombs and palaces there. But whatever happened at the high place couldn't happen down in the canyon. The Nabateans left almost no record of what they worshipped there. When their civilization collapsed, the site was sealed. For 1,000 years, locals considered the climb forbidden. Some still do. Number 1. Mount Kailash, Tibet. In the western Himalayas, Mount Kailash is sacred to 4 major religions, each calling it the center of the universe. It has never been summited. Every other major Himalayan peak has been climbed. Everest, K2, Annapurna. Kailash has not. The Chinese government has denied every climbing request for over 50 years. Mountaineers studying it from a distance note a near-perfect pyramidal symmetry that doesn't match the surrounding geology. A handful of attempted ascents over the past century ended the same way. Climbers turned back and refused to discuss why, or didn't return at all. Every government in the region, across multiple political eras, has agreed on one thing: it stays untouched. We don't know what's on the summit. We only know humanity has decided not to find out. 10 sites, 10 places where builders chose the hardest, most dangerous location available when easier ground sat empty around them. If this disturbed you, subscribe. Next week, the sunken civilizations found on the ocean floor.